We're at a point in time where the difference between budget mid-range smartphones and flagship smartphones is very minimal. Today we're comparing two of the most popular budget smartphones on the market. We've got the OPPO A95 and the Honor 50 Lite. Let's find out which one's a better pick for you. Generally, the build and design is the first distinction you get between a budget smartphone and a more expensive smartphone. Contrary to popular belief, budget smartphones don't really have that cheap build quality and feel anymore. In terms of the build, they're both pretty good. There's nothing really to complain about given the price point. The differences that you do see obviously is in the main design language. The Honor 50 Lite looks more like a race car track sort of thing. It's more of that circular design for the camera module. The color hue shift is very obvious when you're looking at it, while the OPPO on the other hand has that more traditional smartphone look that we have seen with so many brands over the time. It kind of blends in together. Now when it comes to the weight, the OPPO phone weighs in lighter at only 175 grams, while the Honor 50 Lite comes in at 192 grams. Obviously, this is very dependent on what you prefer, but for me, I like a heavier sort of phone that has more heft to it. But the OPPO phone, for example, would be great for females who want to carry it in a purse and they want a lighter phone that they can carry on and take selfies with. Now moving on to the display on both of these. Let's first take a look at the sizes of the screens. The screen on the Honor 50 Lite is 6.67 inches, while the screen on the OPPO A95 is only 6.4 inches. So obviously, if you're looking for a larger screen, larger display, the Honor 50 Lite is going to have a significant advantage. On the OPPO A95, you get an AMOLED display, which is really nice to view content on, such as movies, YouTube, Netflix, and everything looks nice and contrasty. The Honor 50 Lite, on the other hand, has an LCD display that produces really good colors and contrast values as well, even though it's an LCD display. It also supports DCI-P3 wide color gamut, true color display. Both of these are, however, just locked at 60 Hz. In addition to that, the Honor 50 Lite also comes with TUV Rainland certification for the low blue light LCD screen. You won't even need to turn on the eye protection mode for all-day protection for your eyes. Unlike the OPPO A95, which also has the eye protection mode, it just turns the screen yellow with this yellow sort of filter, which I don't like yellow filters. Now, the screen to body ratio, this is a pretty clear, distinct winner. The OPPO A95 has a screen to body ratio of 90.8, which is pretty good. The Honor 50 Lite, on the other hand, has the highest screen to body ratio of any other smartphone within this price range, which is a 94.4% screen to body. So when it comes to the display, obviously the advantage goes to the OPPO A95 because it's got the AMOLED display with those crisp, black, contrasty colors, while the Honor 50 Lite, on the other hand, has the advantage of a bigger display, higher screen to body ratio, as well as protection for your eyes. Now on to the camera performance. On paper, it looks like Honor has a significant advantage in terms of hardware. We get a quad camera setup versus a triple camera setup on the OPPO A95. The main shooter being a high resolution 64 megapixel camera on the Honor 50 Lite versus a 48 megapixel on the OPPO A95. If you guys watched our OPPO A95 review, I was really disappointed that we didn't get an ultra wide angle lens on that camera, and that was one of the biggest problems I had with that phone. The Honor 50 Lite, on the other hand, does have an ultra wide angle camera. You can clearly see the difference and how much more information you can capture with an ultra wide angle lens. I feel like OPPO really missed out with this, and Honor did a very good job with obviously having that ultra wide angle lens. Let's quickly take a look at some of the image highlights. Obviously, from what you see on screen right now, the comparison between these two, they both look pretty good in their own way. I would say that OPPO's processing is a little bit more advanced in the sense that you have more processing that's done, more vibrance being added, more contrast being added, and the HDR seems to be a little bit more aggressive. While the Honor 50 Lite gives more plain results, meaning the images look slightly more true to life than the OPPO does, and also the color tones are slightly cooler on the Honor phone compared to the OPPO. When it comes to resolution and details, obviously the Honor 50 Lite shoots at 64 megapixel versus the 48, and shooting both these images side by side, you can see that the Honor maintains far more detail when cropping in, and obviously looks a lot sharper and clearer because of that higher resolution. When it comes to day-to-day performance and some light gaming, obviously the performance is pretty much the same for both of these devices. They both have very similarly spec'd processors and perform pretty much the same. Multitasking is not an issue. Obviously, the main difference that you would see when it comes down to the UI, which one you prefer more, and obviously how you're navigating through the phone. So to me, both of these are pretty much tied. We're not going to spend more time talking about that. On to something that's pretty big, the battery performance. The Honor 50 Lite is equipped with a 66-watt super fast charger, which is included in the box. This can charge up your device from 0 to 55% in just 15 minutes. The OPPO A95 on the other hand only has a 33-watt flash charger, which can charge up from 0 to 54% in 30 minutes. Essentially, the Honor 50 Lite charges it up twice as fast as the OPPO A95. The Honor 50 Lite comes with a smaller battery capacity of 4,300 mAh, while the OPPO A95 has the bigger 5,000 mAh battery. But because of the charger difference and this charging speed difference, it's kind of compensated in that regard. So pretty much both of these devices can easily get you a full day of use, but the Honor phone will just charge up a lot quicker and get you ready for using it again. Now obviously when it comes to picking a winner between two budget phones, this can be kind of subjective based on maybe you like the camera performance of one over the other, or you prefer AMOLED over LCD. But all in all, taking everything into account, given the price range, I do feel like the Honor 50 Lite has a better advantage than the OPPO A95. That, and obviously it's even cheaper than the OPPO A95. At the end of the day, everyone wants a flagship phone, but not everyone has the budget for it. That's where phones like the Honor 50 Lite and the OPPO A95 come in. To me personally, the Honor 50 Lite just sort of makes a little bit more sense. Alright, with that being said, there's actually some pretty great deals for the Honor 50 Lite right now with both DG and Maxis here in Malaysia, with a monthly payment of just 22 ringgit for DG postpaid, 120 with 0 upfront payment and 0% interest, while with the Maxis, you can get the Honor 50 Lite for only 1 ringgit with Maxis postpaid 128 with a 0 upfront payment and a 0% interest rate. So if you guys are keen on that, definitely check it out. All the links are going to be in the description, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Until then,